You men who long for love, you mustn't all despair. There's a secret you should know to capture the hearts of the fair. You may not have the looks, you may not have the dash, but you'll win yourself a girl if you've only got a mustache. A mustache, a mustache, if you've only got a mustache.
Welcome. This is our weird COVID version of the mustache list of video games top 10 with our team captain Dylan. Thank you for running the team and trying to grow your mustaches best you possibly can. It's there.
It's there.
You have to get like that spray stuff and just put it on.
Yeah.
But I get the mustache from my dad. Clearly, the Smith side can grow a pretty big mustache. Shout out to my cousin Eric. Grows a reasonably good mustache. So we're going to do a top 10 of video games. We're doing it a little bit different because finding 10 or 20 video game people is kind of tough, and we figure we'd overlap. So it's kind of a collaborative list this time. So we're going to do the whole list. We're going to talk, probably laugh and say, oh, that game was awesome, that game was terrible. We'll see where it goes from there. So starting off the list, Angry Bird Special Mustache Pig. Pig mustache. Pretty nice mustache. Didn't know pigs could grow mustaches, and such a nice, burly, pretty, well put together mustache as the birds flew and like ran into them, you know.
It's a really nice orange, if I remember it too. Like,
yeah,
it's
kind of like a Burt Reynolds, very thick, very well put together mustache for a pig. Pretty good, I'd say.
So, all right. So we're moving on.
Move on to number 9.
All right. Well, the next one I remember, my brother and I used to rock this all the time on the PlayStation demos all the time. Remember the demo discs?
Oh yeah, when you got the PlayStation magazine and you got 4 games, baby.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah. This one we used to play all the time. Number 9 is Chop Chop Master Onion. I'm sure Chris will throw in that cool little rap at the beginning of the introduction.
It was an onion that knew karate.
Yeah, and he was in a crappy old. I think they're called gis.
He has a gi on, and it's all patchy too.
It's all patchy and like covered with.
He was a black belt though. That's quite impressive.
I mean, he rap like that in a dojo and rock a crazy Fu Manchu.
Yeah, all the way, and I think it was a little dangly, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah,
well,
if I remember.
PS1 graphics. I mean, it dangled.
I mean, that just like they were like sheets of paper.
Oh yeah, that's true. Because wasn't the concept of the game is they would sing and you had to hit the buttons as
you had to like coordinate or not coordinate, but like hit the notes at the same time as what they did. It's like a rhythm game, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like the first editions of like Rock Band without knowing that Rock Band would come next, right? Yeah. So kind of the
I
same.
could never beat the first level. I think Parappa the Opera, it was Chop Chop Master Onion was like one of the first levels, and I could never beat it because I have tiny little baby fingers.
Damn demos. Anyways, all right. So number 8 from the Nintendo series from Punch Out, Bald Bull,
Classic.
The big master, the big guy, mean looking, one hell of a mustache, definitely a knockout mustache. I can't remember what his little thing was in the game though. I always remember the first guy like Stan Tim or something.
Hard.
He was a smart one.
Yeah, he was up there. Bald Bull was definitely up there.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember how you beat him because they all had like that little thing you had to do to beat him, but I couldn't remember his.
Yeah, I think his was like a charge, wasn't it? Like he was about.
Oh well, he's a bull, right? Yeah, I guess that would make sense.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of got out of the way, and then you punched him in the gut.
Yeah.
It's not like the big fat guy where you punched him and his pants fell down.
Well, he had like a Band-Aid on his belly or something. You had to punch the Band-Aid.
Yeah, that was the big fat guy.
Yeah, and he had one of those gross outies, if I remember. They had second phases too, though, didn't they? Like I remember.
Yeah, some of them had 2 at least.
I think if you cleared the like all the matches, like you finished the game and then you could beat them, but they were harder. It was like a harder difficulty.
Oh, okay.
Like you had like pots and pans the second time around.
I only played it on the Nintendo. I never tried the Wii one. The Wii one looked cool with the integration of the Wii board. I thought that would have been fun to try, but I never did. Do you remember Wii boxing getting so close? Like I remember Skyler when we first got it, man. I swear he was gonna break the TV. Like boom, boom. Like dude, you're gonna break the TV.
Yeah, I was always so paranoid. I always like strap him on as hard as I could.
Well, remember when it first came out, the YouTube videos of everybody like launching through the screens?
Oh yeah, there was photos of TVs that were just like cracked because like, oh, I tried Wii bowling. Whoops.
Bowling out of all of the least.
I
I
mean,
think the boxing one.
some people really.
It's true. That's true.
Really give her. So we're gonna move on to our number 7. Pretty popular in this day and age. I know my nephews like to play it a lot. It would be the neighbor from Hello Neighbor. The
real
guy.
name?
I don't know. I don't know if he has a name. I'm sure
he must.
People are probably ripping me a new one right now, not knowing his name. I've never played it. I'm sorry, world.
Steve.
I've
watched a lot of Steve. He's on our Movember team. He's done a good job. So not you, Steve. Not you, man. Yeah, and he has Vaudevillian. If you look closely, it's twisted.
Has a little.
Just a little. The Vaudevillian has to be on every mustache list.
Someday I'll get it.
Well, if you keep going, and no, don't tell anybody. Just practice for next year.
That's a cutoff point. Mine grows like 2.5 centimeters. Just like I'm done, man. No more. I'm gonna stay blonde.
Yeah, I was gonna say your nephews. Well, CJ's kids play it, and that's the only time I really knew who he was. And I'm like, man, that guy. I wouldn't want to be sneaking into his house with that mustache. I'd be terrified. Absolutely terrified of that mustache.
I don't know if it's an add-on or if it's like a secondary game, but there's Secret Neighbor.
You have a mustache too?
Yes, it's the same guy.
Oh, never mind.
But he disguises, like you have a group of people and like he disguises himself as one of the kids or something. Maybe not the kids because that's weird, but as one of the other players.
That's a little creepy.
He just like pops up and you have to nab them. It's kind of like Among Us, I guess.
I was just gonna say that's kind of like Among Us. I don't play that game. My students talk about it all the time and keep saying sus, and it drives me nuts.
It's a good time. It's a good time.
Is it? Okay. They're like, Mr. Smith, do you play that? I'm like, no.
You can play it on your phone. Like if you have you can play with people on like PC and you can just download it on your phone.
Maybe I should figure it out so then I can beat them at the game and I'll be like, yeah, I'm the one beating you guys. And they'll be like, I remember actually downloading, Doug doesn't know this, I downloaded Pokemon Go when it first came out just to get the North Hatley spots to piss Doug off. And I called myself Hot Poke Soup, so he had no idea who it was. And it was me going around just like, I gotta just mess over these zones for him. Who's this Hot Poke Soup guy taking this? I'm like, yes.
Hot Poke Soup.
Yeah, that lasted about 3 days, and I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
But it was worth it for the 3 days.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on to number 6, one of my favorite PS1 games. I think this Solid Snake with the mustache though was in number 3. I love that series before they made like 500 of them, and like one was number 10. And oh man, I got super duper confused. But he did have a really solid mustache. I believe it was number 3. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, he didn't have it through the entire series. He changed his look quite a bit, but he definitely is my number 6 on our list. You played that game as well. Remember hiding in a little cardboard box, and then the guys were like, "Oh, the big question."
That's what I remember most. Yeah, that's what I remember.
Or the sleeper hold, a really bad sleeper hold.
Yeah, or the tranquilizer darts, and then you forgot that they wake up and then they stand up and then a little exclamation point.
Yeah, exactly.
My brother used to play that a lot.
I loved it. It was a fun game.
The only one I've ever really finished or played fully is like one of the off ones. Is Metal Gear Revengeance, where you play as Raiden.
I was gonna say Raiden. Nice. The one I played number 1. I beat number 1. I played number 2. Never beat it. I beat number 3 on PS3 or 2, and maybe number 4. And after that, I was done because it got too complicated. Yeah, the storylines in those games are just too mind-explodingly crazy for me. Yeah. Well, there's Solid Snake, there's Liquid Snake, there's Half Liquid Snake.
Yeah, that's it. Like, which one can grow the best mustache? I guess.
Which one was it? I don't even know if it's solid. Well, maybe it's Solid Mustache Snake.
Yeah, I was gonna look up Big Boss, but I think he has a beard.
I don't know. I'm not really sure. We'll get to another character from that game soon, anyways.
We will.
Yeah. Moving on.
But we're gonna move on to another classic. Most people should probably know this name, Dr. Wily from Mega Man. Not only could he create some pretty badass robots for you to fight, but he could grow a pretty gnarly stash at the same time.
I've noticed one thing, a big trend on the list is a lot of bad guys have mustaches, not many good ones.
That's how you know that. Well, that's the thing though, is like they're always really angular mustaches, I believe.
Yeah.
They're always like rigid and straight lined.
Yeah.
But
If you look at Dr.
Very
Wily's, it's a very, it's kind of like Dr. Wario on steroids. Not Dr. Wario, Wario on steroids.
Yeah, I have to look it up now. Dr. Wiley stash. It's been so long since I've seen it.
It's big.
Excuse me for being on my phone. I beg your
Oh, I don't
pardon.
care. That's fine. No worries.
Let's see here.
Yeah, his is kind of like a Wario boosted.
If we took off the crazy hair, he'd kind of look like your dad.
That's true. That's the exact same picture I have. It's a good one.
Yeah.
I wish Dad would try to do it like a handlebar just for fun. He should switch it up. Imagine that.
Know. Now would be the time to do it since he's kind of out of commission.
Yeah. Go out in public and nobody would know who he is. His crazy villain mustache or something. That'd be awesome.
Well, they'd know who he is because he's just in all denim.
Canadian tuxedo all year, baby.
Always.
Moving on to number 4, I just mentioned him actually. My all-time favorite bad guy in the Mario series. I love Wario. I always use him in Mario Kart. I think it's the only reason why that's the mustache, maybe with sliding it helped. It struck fear into all the kart racers, and I love the little laugh at the end. He's my all-time favorite. Any game I can use Wario, I'll use him. So Wario is our number 4.
Yeah, he was always one of the most like notable. He was like the first
real bad guy after Bowser.
Yeah, after Bowser, of course. But people were like, "Whoa, who's this guy? He's like anti-Mario." But
I just sitting in that room. We need a new bad guy for Mario. What should we do? Well, let's just turn the M upside down. Genius! That's so smart.
Yeah, you have a perfectly good bad guy.
Yeah. That's why I thought Waluigi was kind of like a poor man's Wario. I was not a big fan of Waluigi.
Yeah, he's just riding on the coattails, just like Luigi was.
He does have a nice mustache. Actually,
are he brothers? Is he like an evil twin? I don't know. Are they all brothers? I don't know how that works.
I'm not sure. Speaking of him, we'll go into honorable mentions. You were supposed to start with that, but we kind of forgot, which is fine.
Oh, I'm
honorable
sorry.
mention for me, Waluigi. Pretty nice mustache. And you have some pretty good ones you were telling me about earlier.
Yes. I'll list off my honorable mentions now. I'll start one. How many do you have?
I have that one. That was it.
That was it.
Yeah,
okay. I have 4.
Oh, woo.
I have 4. So, my first honorable mention will be Sergeant Johnson. It's a lot of people actually forget about Sergeant Johnson because he is kind of a background character, but he's in the Halo series, and he's kind of the guy that helps lead the charge on Halo. He's like one of the first guys you see in the first Halo game. You just kind of hear him. He's like, oh. And plus he also has a cigar to go along with it.
Oh.
Where there's a sweet mustache, there must be a sweet cigar, which brings me to my next one, Captain Price.
Oh, yeah, this was
Captain Price.
His remind me a lot of Triple H.
Yeah, his go all the way into his like mutton chops too, right?
Yeah, it's like Triple H, like Lenny from Motorhead.
Yeah, let me kill my steer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Very similar.
Yeah, that's I freaking wish I could do something so awesome with that.
Well, like I said during my baseball one, to do handlebars, I would have to start like yesterday because I get the Joe Dirt. It doesn't grow in here, so I can't do anything.
I get I don't know. I must be part hobo or something because I just get patches all over the place, and my hair is like my beard is 3 different colors.
Nice.
My mustache is blonde. Underneath it's black, and all around here it's red.
That's awesome. It's like a Hollywood Hulk Hogan all in one.
So I'll move on to another honorable mention. Heihachi Mishima from the Tekken series. Now, a lot of people wouldn't know the name, but as soon as you see him, be like, oh, that guy from that fighting game. He's got the crazy hair, and then I think he's got the mustache that kind of mirrors the same effect. Is again another sweet.
Doesn't everybody from Tekken have crazy hair?
It's pretty much, yeah. I think his son is just like his hair is just one big swoop as well. It's just a crazy series. And one more honorable mention for me is gonna come out of nowhere. Chris had actually mentioned Pokemon before. I gotta mention Alakazam. He's just got that sweet like long flowy thing, and it starts off small and then goes off and boom. He must. Since he's psychic type, he must just hold it up with all his mind powers along with the spoon.
Has to be.